He'll watch a movie, then he'll tell you all about it. It's the Armstrong Entertainment Show.
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Chad from Armstrong Entertainment, and I saw the movie Taken 2. It stars Liam Neeson, Maggie Grace, and Famke Janssen. However you say her name, I'm not really sure. When I first saw the preview for this movie, I was so shocked. I was like, really? Another Taken movie? I mean, I saw the first one and I thought it was okay, but I was really surprised they made a second. And then the fact that they call it Taken 2. Why don't they call it something else? Why didn't they call it, like, Taken Again or Taken... anything else but Taken 2, which is such a stupid name, and that's what pretty much set up the entire movie for me. The movie looked dumb. So Liam Neeson plays a retired CIA agent, and he's always dealing with these Albanians who are trying to kidnap either his daughter or, in this movie, they kidnap him and his wife. So they're basically getting revenge for the previous movie, and it's like, you killed my son, do you remember who this is? You killed my son. And then that's my Albanian interpretation of how they sound. I wasn't a big fan of the first one. I liked it, I thought it was different, the story was interesting. This one was just completely ridiculous. There were so many things in this movie that made absolutely no sense whatsoever, and it just totally takes you out of the movie. Let alone the action sequences, which were, they had the camera being like shaky and it zooms in and zooms out, and like whenever he's about to hit somebody, they like zoom somewhere else so you can't see him actually hitting them. There's like no blood. I granted it's rated PG-13, but it is so unrealistic and so stupid. Like, for instance, Maggie Grace's character, she steals some clothes out of a locker at one point, and they look like men's clothes, and they just happen to fit her perfectly. It's like, what? Like, come on, it's just so stupid. I mean, that's probably my smallest complaint. There's an embassy scene, that's all I have to say, is the embassy scene. Go watch that and you'll be like, okay. It's just so unrealistic, and, I mean, I get it, it's supposed to be like the, I don't know. It just took me out of the movie because it was so far-fetched, and there was no realism in the movie at all. I don't remember that in the first one. Maybe that's because this one was rated PG-13, and they were targeting a different age bracket. I feel like this movie was made for young men between the ages of 10 and 18. Those are the people who are going to like this movie. Or my mom. It was interesting how they used Maggie Grace in it. I remember seeing the first movie and I thought Maggie Grace was so dumb in it because she's like almost 30 years old and I think she's trying to play like 17, 16. It doesn't work for me at all. Maybe it's because I know how old she is. She did better in this one, but it just, her character is so dumb to me. She's trying to learn how to drive and then all of a sudden she's the one who's driving, and the action sequences, it made no sense. There's like a lot of, if you've seen the movie Drive, there's a lot of Drive references. Like, they blatantly steal a scene from Drive and put it in this movie. And I'm like, are you really paying homage to a movie that came out like last year? And they even had the same song. It just made absolutely, it was so annoying to me. All in all, I would say this movie is basically a bad MacGyver episode, like a really bad 1989 MacGyver episode. There were so many things that were done that sounded cool and it made sense in the time, but it was like, that wouldn't happen. And if you're throwing grenades around in a city, people are gonna notice and people are gonna arrest you. You can't just do things and not get away with it. It just made no sense. This movie was a joke. It is so stupid. But if you're just going to see a movie and just be like a popcorn film, go see this. No, don't go see this movie. This movie's stupid, please. I don't know how it's #1. It makes me sick. This movie sucks. Do not see this movie. Taken 2. Taken 2, really, that's the name of this movie, Taken 2. Now.
He'll watch a movie, then he'll tell you all about it. It's the Armstrong Entertainment Show.